This is Eagle Al, and today I will be going over my 53-man roster prediction. And let's just get straight into it. All right, so I will go over my 53-man roster prediction, but before I get into it, I know I usually give y'all one in the morning, but I gave y'all a video 12 o'clock in the morning, man. 12 o'clock in the morning. So I decided to drop this one during the afternoon, and this is my prediction after the Colts game. On Twitter, I gave one before the Colts game, but this is after the Colts game. And yeah, man, tough decisions had to be made. This is actually my first time doing this. And we gonna get into it. We just gonna get into it. It was tough. All right, so here go my list right here on the right side of me. So as you see with the quarterbacks, was pretty easy. Jalen Hurts, Marcus Mariota, Tanner McKee. You can mix up Tanner McKee, Marcus Mariota either way. And yeah, I believe those are the three quarterbacks that's gonna make the team. That's just reality. Those two will make the team. All right, so far as running backs, I think it's pretty obvious as well, especially how much you've seen Sermon play and Kennedy Brooks. You know, Kennedy Brooks wasn't that good, to be honest. Trey Sermon showed flashes here and there, but I just don't think it can beat out Penny. I don't think it can beat out Scott as well. So I think we keep four running backs: Gainwell, Swift, Scott, Penny. It surprised me if we go in with three, but I think we keep four wide receivers. I know last year we did four, but I think this year we're going to do five. Even when we did four last year, we always elevated Covey until eventually we made him to the active roster. Or maybe we do something like that again. But just my prediction, I think Devin Allen, they shouldn't play with him like that. I believe he should just be on the roster. But I got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins. Those your three. Of course, Oz showed up big time. And then I got Devin Allen. And Devin Allen for special teams reasons. But I believe he should make the team. All right, tight ends. I kept three. Three. And Tyree Jackson was a hard cut because he looked really good. But at some point, it's like, yo, is Tyree Jackson going to stay healthy? Is he actually better than Stoll and Katera? Maybe he's better than Stoll, but he's not a better blocker than Stoll. Maybe he's a better blocker than Katera, but to me, he's not a better receiver than Katera. So, and those two guys are young. So I just don't see Tyree Jackson making a team. Maybe he get another opportunity with another team, or he's going to be on the practice squad. All right. So offensive tackles, I should have just combined offensive tackles and guards and centers, but I separated it for whatever reason. So offensive tackles, I have Lane Johnson, Jordan Malata, Tyler Steen, which he could do both, Jack Driscoll, Dennis Kelly, and Fred Johnson. So those are my six. And I had to switch this up a bit because I believe the one I put on Twitter, I didn't have Fred Johnson on there, but then Eagles signed him to a 2-year deal. So obviously he was going to make the team. And he didn't allow any sacks. So he's a pretty solid backup. Right. So centers, guards, I have Jason Kelsey, of course, Dickerson, of course, Jurgens, of course, and I have Suo Peta. Suo Peta. Shoot, I can't read. All right, so I think those ones are pretty obvious. Suo Peta didn't even play against the coach, so that kind of confirms he's making the team, or he's probably hurt. I don't know. Jurgens more than likely is going to be the starting right guard. Kelsey starter, Dickerson starter. So pretty obvious right there. So edge, how bad I wanted to leave Barnett off, but I know the Eagles. The Eagles are going to keep Barnett unless something happens, some type of trade, then maybe. But Eagles are going to keep Barnett. I will be surprised if they cut Barnett. But edge, I went with Reddick, Josh Sweat, shoot, Brandon Graham, Nolan Smith, and Barnett. So we keeping five edge guys. Defensive tackles. Defensive tackles was very, very tough because if you see my list ahead, I went really heavy with the cornerbacks because I believe Kadarius Street should make the team. And with the cornerbacks, I somewhat went with my heart over my logic a little bit. But this is what I have as defensive tackles: Fletcher Cox, Jalen Carter, Milton Williams, Jordan Davis, and Marlon T. But it wouldn't surprise me if they found a way to fit Kadavius Street on there too, because he was pretty solid. He wasn't bad. He was really, really solid. But again, I somewhat went with my heart. And yeah, that's who I got. I believe linebacker, we go thin. We keep four. We keep, of course, N'Kobe Dean, Zach Cunningham. I believe those two will be the starters. Kristen Nellis will rotate, and Murrow. And I believe all these guys will get some type of playing time, but I think those are the four linebackers we keep. Nicholas Murrow looked really, really good, man. He looked really, really good in the preseason game. He played just a couple snaps, but those couple snaps, man, he was pretty good. Right? Again, cornerback, I want seven. Seven. Super heavy, man. So cornerbacks, I Slay Bradbury, Maddox, of course. Ringo, if he wasn't drafted where he was drafted, I would say Ringo should go to the practice squad. But because he was drafted, what, fourth round, he's going to make the team. That's just, I call it draft privilege because I believe Ricks is ahead of him, who Ricks might get cut because of his draft or undrafted position. I think Goodrich is ahead of him. Job is ahead of him. I just think he need time to sit on the practice squad, learn the game just a little more. Like I will be scared if one of our corners go down, they decide to bring Ringo up. I will be afraid, all right? Because what I seen last night, he just simply not ready yet. Like he's super raw talent. You see the talent, like the athletic ability, but he just simply not ready yet. All right. But again, I want Slade, Bradbury, Maddox, Ringo, Joe, Goodrich, and Eli Ricks. All right. So I want super heavy there. Safeties. I don't know why a lot of people like Justin Evans, but I'm not a fan of him. But maybe not. He made the team, but I have him cut to be honest. So I have Blankenship, Sidney Brown, Edmonds, and Wallace. That's what I think will make the team in safety. And I think special teams is pretty obvious with Elliott, Sipples, who's making the team by default. They need to cut Sipples and bring in punt guard and Lovato, who's the long snapper. Like those are like guaranteed spots right there. All right. So this is my 53 man roster prediction. I think these guys will all make the team. Again, as I was explaining, the cornerback position, I somewhat went with my heart, but it wouldn't surprise me if like Rakes might get cut because you still have Joel and Ringo. Do you need three outside corners? Not really, but I'm really going with my heart there, and I believe Rich deserves to make the team. And if they decide to cut him, he will be on the roster, or at least practice squad or another team. But I want to avoid the other team stuff because I think he has a future. Give him like 2 years. He did really good against Michael Pittman. Yeah, I asked him to stick Michael Pittman, who is a top 15-ish wide receiver. And he did a really good job. All right. And but yeah, do you need three outside corners? Goodrich makes the team because you do need a nickel cornerback. And I think Goodrich is, a great talent for that, especially with Zach McPherson going down. Um, Offensive line, I want really heavy because I just know this team love the offensive line. Again, defensive tackle won't surprise me if they find a way to get Kadarius Street and one of the cornerbacks are gone, or maybe we go four wide receivers and just elevate Devin Allen during games and uh, drop somebody to for him to fit into the 53 man roster. Wouldn't be surprised. But again, I believe in some way Kadarius Street might make the team, but I had to squeeze somebody out, and that was him. Like tough cuts had to be made, but this was really tough, man. This was really tough to make. A little harder than what I thought. But hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel, man, about my 53-man roster prediction? Is it trash or is it alright? It's alright. It just need a little tweaks here and there. But this is Eagle Al.